Mr. Sunak has come into power. For an Indian like me from the diaspora, it is historic. It is historic, no question. And for Indians all over the world, right? When you wrote the book in 2016, of course, it was damning, and it created whatever it did, a sentiment, sometimes not so positive. First thinking hat, a pessimistic hat in terms of Sunak's in power. What could happen, a pessimistic view. A second one, a realist, and a third one, an optimist, because I'd love to finish on the optimist.
Well, the pessimistic view would be sort of looking across the pond at Obama's presidency and what did it change for Black Americans? That was it not really an aberration rather than a fusion? So Sunak as prime minister, everything goes back to being the same once he leaves office, and it may be ages before another one gets a crack at it. That's the pessimistic view. The realistic view is that it's more about Sunak than about Indians. The Conservative Party was in a mess. They needed somebody who could bail out the economy and who understood economics, and had the ability, particularly the sort of, shall we say, what the Germans call the Fingerspitzengefühl, the feeling of the pulse for how to get the corporates moving and get the economy growing again. And Sunak was the most competent person in that particular field. And so not so much a question that he was Indian, they wouldn't mind an Indian. It was that he was the most competent person to run the economy, and they were prepared to overlook the fact that he was an Indian. That would be the realistic analysis. And the optimistic analysis is that by being prime minister, Rishi Sunak has expanded the boundaries of the possible for all Indians in the UK. He's shown the mainstream sort of white Anglo-Catholic, I beg your pardon, Anglo-Protestant types, that you can be a brown Hindu and still lead this country in the same way that a white man would have done, right down to reading from the Bible at the coronation. That he can make friends with European leaders, and sometimes more effectively than some of his white predecessors have done. I won't name names, but I think you know what I'm talking about. And that he can cultivate the relationships that matter to Britain in the world while pushing the economy forward, and at the same time having a special appeal to the countries of the global south, so that people may suddenly wake up and say, hey, this was a darn good thing. We should encourage more people of this sort of background to rise to the top in all parties. And I must say that that's not just optimistic, it's a hopeful prospect for the future.